video, I am going to be going through the process of some different strategies when using Google Sheets. Specifically, I'm going to be showing you how to make the tables that we use in the making of our mousetrap cars. Um, but the point of it is to learn some of the different tools and strategies when using Google Sheets. So first we're going to start with different ways to format the sheet. For example, if we click in the center of a cell and drag sideways, you will see that it highlights multiple cells. So I'm going to highlight over to row G. And then this button right here, it's called Merge Cells. When you click that, what it does is it takes those 7 cells and makes it one cell. So when I click that, that is now considered to be one cell. So then I can type in that cell, and for example, I can type in here wheel size. I'm sorry, I'm gonna retype that. I'm gonna call that the independent data table. Now, anytime you want to type in a cell, when you just simply click on the cell, you do not have to press delete, you do not have to double click. So if I start typing again, it simply replaces the contents with whatever it is that you're adding into here. Now, if you want to edit the words that you put in here, for example, I just typed in independent table. If you want to edit text that's in there, double click in the cell, put your cursor where you need to put it, and type. So I'll replace that with the word data. Press return, get you out of that cell. Now, if I want to center text in a cell, you could select that cell. Right next to where the merge cells is the horizontal align tool. You can click on that and select center. So that's centered the data. Of course, you have your different font sizes, bold, italic, underline. I'm going to go ahead and change this to 14 point. Now, you can also fill the color of the cell using the fill color. So here I'm going to choose black. And of course, now that I've selected black, you can't see the text because it's black on black. But you can change the text color by clicking on the text color button and changing it, for example, to white. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label a few cells here. So I'm going to call this, let's see, our wheel diameter. Call this our axle diameter. And here we're going to put in here our pulled string. Now, in spreadsheets, these borders, you can see them as the user, but if you were to print this table, these borders would not print. So oftentimes, to help the user or the viewer of the table be able to help see the data better, you would want to put borders. So in this case, I click and drag, highlight it, and right here is your borders table. So I'm going to click on borders, and I'm going to add this, which is all borders. So when I click on that, you can now see the black borders around that. I'm going to differentiate this as a subheading by making it a different color. You can choose the color of your choice. I'm just using bison colors, but you could choose your own colors here. You just kind of want to stay consistent with, for example, the table heading, and then you might have subheadings. kind of differentiate those. Again, the whole goal would be so that the users of the table can see what it is, or kind of read the data a little bit easier. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and create the kind of the structure for the rest of the table. So I'm going to click here and go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'm going to go down 8 and over 4. And I'm going to put borders around those. I'm going to come across the top here. I'm going to merge those. I'm going to turn that one black. I'm going to select these ones, make those yellow. And then back up in here, I'm going to change my text to white. Center it. And type in here wheel data. And I'm going to select that and make it 14 so everything matches. And I'm going to come here and write in diameter. Formula. Sorry, I'm going to put here substitute. And here I'm going to put circumference. So now that table is set up. I'm going to scroll down, create the axle data table, which will be 5 rows high, 5 columns wide, kind of the same process. And I'm just going to kind of speed through this. I think you're starting to get the idea of what we're doing here. Text color white, fill color black, fill these with yellow, and I'm going to just go ahead and copy this information right here, since it's essentially the same thing. And here I'm going to put rotations. And here, 14 point, center the text. And here we have axle data. And then finally, we're going to complete the lower table. First, we're going to take these 4 cells and we're going to merge them. We're going to take these 3 cells, we're going to merge those. Then we're going to take 6 cells over here and we're going to merge those. Now here we're going to select this. We're going to turn it yellow. I'm going to select these. I'm going to fill those yellow. Now, if you want to color multiple selections at the same time, for example, if I want to color this black and this black, I can hold the Command key down, or I believe on the Chromebook it's going to be Control. Hold Command on my Mac. I'm going to hold Command down, so you can select them both. Again, I think Control will do it on the Chromebook, and I'm going to go ahead and fill those black. And I'll fill this one kind of a darker gray just to differentiate it a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to select the whole thing and put borders around it. Excuse me. Here, I'm going to put distance table. Here, I'm going to put the axle size. Here, I'm going to put wheel size. Now these are not showing up. Why? Because I have black text in here right now. So again, select them both, go to text color, make it white. Now I want this centered, so I'm going to go over here to center. I want this centered both horizontally and vertically. You're going to find it in the same general location. Here we have our horizontal alignment. That's going to be your side to side. Here we have vertical alignment, which is up and down. Also, you can stack text on top of each other within a cell. If you control click, you will get it stacked on top of each other. Now, it's kind of strange because when you're editing, the text automatically goes to the top. But when you leave the cell, it goes back down to centered. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight all three of these and go ahead and make it 14 point, just to make it a little bit bigger. And then of course this, we're also going to do the center side to side and the center up and down, otherwise known as horizontal and vertical. So that is how to format the different tables and some different techniques about how to do that. The next video, we're going to start filling in some data.